My next guest is a singer, dancer, actor, and a saxophonist, and she has worked on stage and even the seas. We'll have a chat about that in a minute. With talent, heart, and a flair for the fabulous, welcome to Showtime, Hannah Gwatkin.
Well, thank you very much for having me. It's great to be here.
Hannah, it's great to have you here. You've done a fair bit of performing. What was the defining moment that made you decide that this is going to be your career?
I remember as a young girl, I used to just go around introducing myself to people and being like, "Hi, I'm Hannah. I like singing, dancing, and acting." And we had a babysitter that was taking care of me. And I said, "Hi, I'm Hannah. I love singing, dancing, and acting." And she went, "Well, if you like singing, dancing, and acting, you should do musical theatre." And I was like, "What is that?" And she said, "That's when you sing and dance and act all at the same time." And my brain exploded. And I was like, "Oh, that is the thing. I will do this thing for my life." Yeah, I decided very young, before I'd even seen what a musical was, that that's what I wanted to do. So yeah.
Do you remember that person's name?
Allison. Her name was Allison.
Do you think she knows that she was part of that inspiration?
I don't think I've ever told her no. And I could reach out to her. I think I could probably find her details. Yeah. But she changed my life.
You should. Would you do it? Would you reach out to her?
Yeah, I should. I absolutely should, now that you say that. Yeah, I will.
And who have been your on-stage influences?
Everyone. I guess Deborah Krusak kind of has the flair, and she's tall and leggy, and yeah, she's kind of like the role that I would fill. The interesting thing is I actually saw, like, this show that I'm in now, Josephine Wants to Dance. I saw it when one of my best friends ever, Hayden, was in the original production, and Chloe Dallimore was playing the role that I play now, and she's also, like, I also love watching Chloe Dallimore. And when I was watching the show, I was like, "Oh wow, that's so cool." And I'm kind of a bit like Chloe, and maybe I could play that role one day. And then yeah, when the auditions came around, I was like, "I'm gonna go for it." And then here we are.
So you sing, dance, act, and play the saxophone. Is there one discipline that really feels like home for you?
It's a great question, and the answer is no. I very much feel like I'm a jack of all trades, master of none. I'm so creative. I always love trying new things, always been doing everything. Like, I played piano as a child. Like, I've actually recently started playing the piano accordion as well. I just want to do everything. I want to try new things. That's actually probably my strength. Versatile and generally creative. And all of the different disciplines very much enhance each other in a weird way.
What do you feel, I mean, given that you love trying new things, what do you feel has been the biggest risk you've taken creatively?
I would say writing my own stuff and doing cabaret work. It took me a few years to realize after I graduated that, I really wanted to perform and be in musicals and stuff, but you don't always get work. And sometimes you're left with these periods where you feel the desire to be creative and there's not the work coming in for you. So you create stuff yourself. And I think really leaning into my versatility and all the different aspects of performing that I love, and creating my own cabaret work was probably the scariest, and the biggest risk, in that, like, you're putting your name out there. Whereas when I'm playing Madame, the Russian ballet director, that's Madame on stage. It doesn't feel like it's you. When you're performing in cabaret and when you're being yourself and you're telling your own stories, that feels more risky, but that also feels very authentic and fun and exciting for me, because, I get to do all the things that I want to do. I can chuck a tap solo and whip out the saxophone and just go crazy.
Speaking of creating your own work and taking risks, tell me about Little Footprint parties.
Obviously, so many performers, we initially graduate from uni, so many people dress up as princesses and do the superhero thing and earn your money that way. So I lived in Melbourne for a little bit, and I started doing that in Melbourne. And then I ended up going on the cruise ships for a while. And when COVID happened and everything stopped, and I moved back to home, I moved back to my parents' house in Sydney. And I was like, "Oh my God, what am I doing now?" And my mom, who has owned businesses herself, she was like, "You could start your own business. It's not that hard. You can do it. Start your party business, because you've got that experience." And also the environmental sustainability side of it have been really bugging me for a long time. There's a lot of waste creation involved that people don't really think about. That was, really getting, like, it was not sitting well with me. And I thought, hey, I can do this better. I can create secondhand costumes. I can make sure I'm upcycling things. I really can do this sustainably. I splurged. I bought an electric car. My parents had solar panels. I was like, I'm going to do it. So yeah, it's been a project that started kind of out of necessity from COVID, and it's still going because it's just so much fun and it uses my skills and it's in alignment with like the values that I have. The longest I've ever held any job because I just love it so much.
If you love it, then it doesn't feel like work and you can bring so much energy to it and passion. And of course, from in the arts and entertainment world, the audiences feel that passion and it's a much more engaging experience, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Right now, you're in Josephine Wants to Dance.
I am.
Tell us about that for those that don't know.
Josephine Wants to Dance is it's kind of a family musical. I think the ideal age ranges are between 3 and 13 usually for monkey bar shows. I went to go see it when Hayden was in it. My friend Hayden was in the original production and I laughed so hard. It's really funny. It's really lighthearted, fun, delightful. It tells the story of Josephine, who is a kangaroo. It's based on the Jackie French and Bruce Whatley book, which so many people know and love already. So it's really cute seeing the kids turning up with their books and they're wearing their ballet shoes and they got their kangaroo ears on. They know the story and they're excited to see it on stage. And not all of them have read the book, but a lot of them have. And yeah, Monkey Bar's done a really great job at bringing the book to life. It all goes on the stage. It's really fun to be a part of.
For those of us who are parents, we know exactly who Josephine is and a bit of a rock star in that younger audience market. What's it like stepping into the shoes of Josephine?
So I play 4 different characters in the world of Josephine. It's just really fun. It's so versatile. I have so many amazing costumes by James Brown. He created all the set and all the costumes and everything. He's won a bunch of awards for it because they're just so beautiful. Like one of the characters I play is this big white brolga with like these huge wings and feathers everywhere. And then, I'm a lyrebird with these huge lyrebird tails. And it's like very showgirl and glittery and glam. And then I'm, a very strict Russian ballet director. And, with changing costumes really quick. And it's just so exciting. It's the 50 minutes from my perspective, it goes in absolute flash because there's so much going on. The scenes are constant, there's never a dull moment on stage. And anytime I do have a moment to breathe and listen to what's happening on stage, it's just so much fun. All of the actors are doing such a great job. And as you said, Josephine is such a rock star. Lily Balderstone, who plays Josephine, will get gifts sent backstage. She's signing the books as Josephine. She comes out and some of the kids, maybe it's their first time at the theater and they don't really understand. They're like, "Hi, Josephine!" They're waving at her. It's really, really fun to watch.
And how does it feel to be on stage looking at all those young faces?
It brings me so much joy, and to see them, so many children leaving the theater afterwards, jumping around as kangaroos, pretending to be birds, doing their dancing, singing a little song. Oh man, it fills my heart with so much joy to know that we have touched and inspired these little kids and that they've just connected with the story and they're connecting with their emotions and they've gone through a journey with us. I remember being that child and I remember being completely inspired. And the first musical I saw, I didn't realize it was a musical and I turned to my dad and I was like, "Can you please buy me a seat up there?" pointing to the stage. Yeah, you can just kind of see that these children, they're like, "Oh, I can do it. I can dance. I can perform." And that's what we want. We want everyone getting involved and dancing and being themselves.
What was the first musical you saw?
It was The Wizard of Oz with Mickey Webster, who was an idol at the time. I was like, I need to be Nikki Webster.
Why do you think Josephine resonates so well with audiences young and old?
She's displaying human qualities. She is fighting to follow a calling that she's been given. She needs to dance. She's decided she wants to dance, but she's a kangaroo. People telling her that she's not right for it. She's a kangaroo. You're not supposed to be a ballerina. She has to show a huge amount of courage to go into town where there's humans. Her family hasn't had a great relationship as kangaroos with humans. And she has to be really brave. She has to be really vulnerable. She puts her soul and herself on the line to discover what ballet is. She showcases herself as a ballerina. And sometimes you do feel like, oh, this calling isn't right for me. Why? Or you feel like you don't have what you need to fulfill your dreams. But it's a beautiful story of courage, of strength, of resilience, even though she's a kangaroo. It's a strong story.
If Josephine could give one message to young dreamers out there, what do you think that'd be?
You'll see nothing is impossible as long as you have a go. So it's trying. And she says, I'm a dancing kangaroo. I should know. So it's trying. It's having the courage to put yourself out there. Give it a try. Don't steal opportunities from yourself by not giving yourself the chance.
I'm chatting with Hannah Gwatkin about Josephine Wants to Dance, and I'm going to have a look at the list because there are a lot of dates coming up. Geelong Arts Centre on the 16th of 17th of April, Lighthouse Theatre, there's Colac Otway Performing Arts and Cultural Centre, West Gippsland Arts Centre, The Round, and then, of course, heading to New South Wales, Western Australia, and Queensland. Go to monkeybar, monkeybbaa.com.au for more info and to book tickets. Hannah, thank you so much for the chat, and can't wait to see Josephine in the next few days.
We'll look forward to performing for you. That's awesome. Thank you so much.